Hey, what's up, everybody? The Amazing here, bringing another review. This time is of the Amazing Yamaguchi Revo Wolverine. Let's get started. First, I want to acknowledge that this is not the Tiger Stripe costume. It is more of the Astonishing costume that started with the Josh Whedon run, and that's why I call it the Astonishing costume. It's a nice blend of the modern stuff before Wolverine passed away in the comics. So, yeah. This is the more nowish, newish comics look. It's the buff design. It's kind of like a mix between I want to say Ed McGuinness and maybe some Paco Medina. So yeah, but I like it a lot. It's more stylized, as you know. It's Revo. They take liberties to work with dynamic, and they get rid of the aesthetics for maximum articulation. So that's why we have this Wolverine now. So let's get into articulation. Wolverine's head can go all the way up. The neck allows it to go side to side. It can come all the way down, as you can see here, and it actually can rotate left and right really well. So you actually get the posable amount of neck positions with Wolverine, especially considering how tiny he is and how much he does. As far as arms go, they start off by going all the way up because you can actually, I'm pretty sure you can take these off because they are attached into the back of the arm via a plug piece. I'm not going to take it out now because I don't know how to move it back in because I'm reviewing it now along with you guys. The joints are doubled, so actually you can rotate it like this, and you can still rotate it all the way around. As you know, with Revo, as I stated before, you get the maximum amount of articulation with the aesthetics being coupled by their joint system. I know a lot of people think that it's ugly, but once you sit down and pose with it, you actually can get a lot done. And just like Venom, you can actually rotate these down to allow to allow Wolverine to hunch over. So you can actually rotate these all the way forward. The arms are double jointed. They can go all the way up, around, and down. And even down here on the lower forearm. I know you guys are going to think that this is really ugly, but it folds in really well. And also, it rotates on a joint that allows it, as you can see here, to go back and forth. So again, maximum articulation, but ruined aesthetic. If this look is not for you, I can totally see why you wouldn't like it. It's totally fine by me. Now, as far as ab crunch goes, you can rotate all the way around, and you can rotate really far down. As you know, it's going to leave a gap in the back, so if you want to put a stand under that or make it look like whatever's going on with Wolverine, you totally can. And it goes left and right really easy. The joints are really easy. I like it a lot. As far as the legs go, you can do a split almost right away. You can rotate it here. You can rotate it here. You can actually crouch down because it's actually double jointed. So it goes really far down. And you get the maximum amount of range. Also, the boot has a swivel cut. The ankle pivot is almost ridiculously 100, if not, excuse me, it's almost more than, I want to say 100 and something degrees because it rotates all the way in, rotates all the way out, and it does have toe pivot. My toe is a little jammed up. There we go. We loosened it up. So it does have toe pivot as well. So if you want, stance-wise, you can actually get Wolverine almost right away into tiny berserker rages almost instantly. So let's do some posing real fast. Oop. And just like with the joints, I wanted to point this out actually. Don't think this is broken. It actually is like that, so that way you can get the maximum joints without it breaking. Because the Revo joints allow you to do that. So don't think it's breaking. It's just you got to play with it, you know. As you can see, I'm going to rotate it here. And the thing is, I'm rotating it too far to cut under the hip. So what I got to do is rotate outward. And voila. Feet planted. Articulation down. I'm going to pull the joint out a little. Rotate it down. And voila. Now we have Wolverine in a cool pose. And I like it a lot. As you can see in the background, I was working on some stuff just to get some ideas, but I decided to leave it there so that way you guys can see that Wolverine can actually do all the cool poses. What's also really cool, and I like this a lot, is that, like I said, the more you play with it, the more you can actually do. You can see here, there's punching, there's running, there's chopping, there's elbows. You can make Wolverine do just about anything you've ever wanted a Wolverine to do. Let me work on this toe pivot. This one is actually quite jammed. There we go. Got to work on it, give it some of that therapy. So look, Wolverine's really low to the earth. I really like this a lot. It's one of those things where, again, where you sacrifice the aesthetics for the maximum posing to reach the pinnacle of what you want. And that's what I actually aim for, and I'm very happy with that. Now, we're going to get into the accessories. We've talked enough about the posing and the articulation. Let's leave Wolverine here. So, one of the things I like a lot is that you're going to get another head with Wolverine. So basically, you're going to get the yelling, screaming head, which I think is really nice. You get the normal stock head, which actually looks almost exactly like Wolverine would look in the comics. Always frowning, never smiling, always wanting a beer. The yelling head is really, really nice. I think it captures it pretty well. I can't see why anyone wouldn't want to cast it. Then we have the head that was originally supposed to be Wolverine looking confused, disgruntled, or whatever it is you want to use. It's really nice. There's no cigar port anymore, because as you know with Kaiyodo, there was a Marvel ban on smoking, so they took out the cigar. Luckily, and I'm going to talk about that, they still included the cigar hand. So you still get the hand. If you want, I've learned via Twitter that you can actually take a 3mm rod from the Tamiya plastic rod and cut it down and repaint it, and you'll have your cigar. So if you want, it works out just fine. It also still works with this head, so that way if you wanted to plant the cigar there, you actually can't put it in, but you can put it to the mouth and make it look like he's still smoking. For those who still want to do it. Wolverine, now, his was also really cool. Now on the hand plates, you can actually remove this part and place Wolverine's claws into one of these. And this is how you get to Wolverine's to pop his claws on the Revo. They're detachable. Please don't lose them. They're small, but these are actually really nice. They're plastic, so you don't have to worry about breaking them unless you like bend them backwards. But it's not like the Marvel Legends one where they come in the package bent. These actually come really straight. Like I said, they're plastic, so you don't have to worry about them breaking. Really, really nice. I enjoy that a lot. And it's universal. It works on either hand, so you have the open palm hands too as well. You can place it right on. Voila. No issues. Open palm have it. If you want, you can also place the other piece on the open palms to make it look like Wolverine is grabbing somebody or something. Just fine. So no issues. So I'm going to leave this one on just to show off. See? Well, now you can see. There's that. Then there's also, for some apparent reason, Wolverine was given open palms, almost like trigger fingers. So what's really cool is if you like weapons, you can now give Wolverine weapons. If you feel like the slot is too small, what you can do is actually you can cut the slot to open the palms a little more, and you'll be just fine. You actually get 2 of those. You get 2 of Wolverine popping claws for obvious reasons. And you also, as you see in the background, you get a slash effect. The slash effect can actually work by plugging into the back of any figure, like this so. Or you can put it on a stage piece. So, let me take this off actually. Let me get rid of you, Deadpool. And as you can see, there's a plug piece right here in the back. And voila, you can actually have like a Berserker Barrage piece. Oop, knocked it down. What's cool is most of the Revos already come with stands, so you don't have to worry about trying to find the stand or anything like that. They come with one. This Wolverine is super dope. I'm really enjoying it. One thing that people are going to want to see and obviously want to hear about is the size comparison. So I'm going to get into that in a second because I know that's what people want to know about. They want to know, oh, one thing also, normally Revo actually does the full cut. They actually didn't do it for Wolverine, not the full cut, but most of the underarm is still there. Just right here at the chest piece, at the upper chest, is where they started to cut this time and not actually cut the whole thing. So Wolverine, I'm going to do a quick size comparison with pretty much other lines that people would be interested in seeing him with. So let's get started. Now against ninjas, because we already know everyone's going to have Wolverine fighting ninjas. Here he is with the AI ninjas. Here he is with an SH Figure Arts Cougar. So actually stands pretty much, he's still about the same height as ninjas, but he's bigger than an SHF. Here he is next to a Mezco Cap. Doesn't have too much height on him, but enough to show that he's still short. Also, I am having the legs pretty far up, so Wolverine is a little bigger than most people would like. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Colossus, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I know people are going to want to see the size difference between that. Now, the most important thing that people want to see is how he stacks up to his Marvel Legends counterpart. So pretty much the Marvel Legends one is accurately smaller. This Wolverine is small, especially considering it's an import, but it's not as small as the Marvel Legends counterpart. But I still like the beefed up build, and I still like the fact, that he's still smaller. Because when you put him next to Slim, he's still a lot shorter. As you see, the pointy ears actually make up for a ton of it. He's not that tall. I think I have one more Wolverine to compare it to, and I believe it's that older body before they decided to do the new bigger mold. It has a custom head, so I got it made by my friend Public Enema. But as you can see, next to his counterpart, he still is pretty small. And it shows you just how much of a difference it makes to make him the right height. Because this one is actually much taller than this guy. So that goes to show you. I think I've showed you just about everything I can show you. I'm enjoying the figure immensely. I know people have to sacrifice aesthetics for articulation. And if that's not for you, then Revo is obviously not for you. Especially if you're not big on posing and having fun. But this was a must-have for me. I'm big on posing. I am big on making things look cool and crazy poses that are either comic or imagination accurate. So I'm going to have fun. In the meantime, guys, I hope you're doing good. I hope you be good. And please drink your water. Later.